in a terrible mood. What a plain-looking, disobedient brat. I'm so gonna snitch on you. It's up to you how much excitement you can handle.
Honor of Kings. Honor of Kings.
Apat na koponan ang natira.
Honor of Kings.
Isa lang ang tatawaging hari.
Makakuha ng gusto nila kapag kami ang kaharap.
Blacklist International, the pinnacle. Ang binigay ni Johnny 1!
Nasa tuktok kami at balak naming manatili ron.
Mas ramdamang panalo kapag pinagdudahan ka.
Boom Esports, the giant.
Hindi kami madaling tibagin.
Simulat sa pool, alam na namin kung saan kami pupunta. Sa Kings World Cup.
Rough World era Kadiliman, the shadows.
Hindi mo na kailangan makita ang panganib para maramdaman ito.
Is that gonna be it? Or are the
Honor of Kings. Honor of Kings. Honor of Kings. Gamitan mo ng utak, dagdagan ng puso, laban hanggang dulo, bawal ang sumuko. Gamitan mo ng utak, dagdagan ng puso, laban hanggang dulo, bawal ang sumuko. Dugo naman dirigma, sa akin nananalaytay, watawat ng Pilipinas, sa aking ibawagayway. Sa kasaysayan ng matitirang taga-salaysay, ang matamis na tagumpay ay walang kapantay. Pusan ng lahi, ang puwersa ko ay pupuntangi, humahawi ng isang batalyon, parang buhawi. Di magwawakas sa digmaan hanggat ang huling hari ay di pa nasasakal gamit bituka ng huling pare. Ubod ng barumbado kapag nang balagbag, sugutan ng patago hanggat di pabasag. Puso lang ang dala ko, palaglan ng palag, uulan ng palaso, taas ang kalasag. Kasi kapag ako nakumana, lahat natutulala. Hindi nila inaasahan ang mga atake ko na nambubulaga, namumula pa ang mga mata na parang bata, kalabawasak sa kada atak. Lumalago pa ka mga katawan ng mga kalaban na nakakatapat pa siya. Kami yung pag-asa ng Pinas. Kami yung pag-asa ng Pinas. Kami yung pag-asa ng Pinas. Tapang ay likas, lakad matigas para sa bigas. Kami yung pag-asa ng Pinas. Kami yung pag-asa ng Pinas. Kami yung pag-asa ng Pinas. Tapang ay likas, lakad matigas para sa bigas.
Ikaw kaya makikiba yung galing. Kahit gano'n kang veterano sa'kin mukhang noob pa rin. Kahit letra lang gamit kaya kang buntaling. Kahit pagsama-sama pa akin lang bubombahin. Yung Asta boys in the hood, yung dating boys to men. Sobrang toxic na galawan, dapat dyan poisonin. Ako yung Prince of Landling, lahat pupuksain. One hit kill, lahat susubukin for the win. Paalam sa karera nyo, advanced condolence. Mga kulang sa intelligence, no offense. Walang duda na kami ang the best, oo yes. Pahiya kayo sa amin in-game hanggang sa online trends, diba? Common sense.
Kami yung pag-asa ng Pinas. Kami yung pag-asa ng Pinas. Kami yung pag-asa ng Pinas. Tapang ay likas, lakad matigas para sa bigas. Kami yung pag-asa ng Pinas. Kami yung pag-asa ng Pinas. Kami yung pag-asa ng Pinas. Tapang ay likas, lakad matigas para sa bigas.
Cash G. Hindi ko na dapat gagawin to eh. Pero wala, binuhay niyo uli ang dragon man. Gra! Samda na bo, kanda na pita, la kanda na pita, la kanda na punsa, la kanda na pita, la kanda na punda, la kinda na bu. Sa lo topira da pi, sa lo topira da bu. Sa lo topila da kulo, sa pila da kilita pila dun. Pero ang kompetisyon, bigyan mo ng kombinasyon. Siguradong bomba nisyon, yun lang ang aking misyon. Malupito ng paboritong komedyante, mas malakas. Imbis maghilaan pababa, bakit di na lang tayo maghatakan ng pataas? Kasi
tayo ang pag-asa ng Pinas. Tayo ang pag-asa ng Pinas. Tayo ang pag-asa ng Pinas. Tapang ay likas, lakad matigas para sa bigas. Tayo ang pag-asa ng Pinas. Tayo ang pag-asa ng Pinas. Tayo ang pag-asa ng Pinas. Tapang ay likas, lakad matigas para sa bigas. Honor of kings is what we fight for. Looney, Abra, Malupiton, 2025. Honor of kings. Honor of kings. Honor of kings.
Apat na koponan ang natira.
Honor of kings.
Isa lang ang tatawaging hari.
Ang makakuha ng gusto nila kapag kami ang kaharap.
Blacklist International, the pinnacle. Ang binigay ni Charmy 1!
Nasa tuktok kami at balak naming manatili ron.
Mas ramdamang panalo kapag pinagdudahan ka.
Boom Esports, the giant.
Hindi kami madaling tibagin.
Simulat sa pool, alam na namin kung saan kami pupunta. Sa Kings World Cup.
Rough World era Kadiliman, the shadows.
Hindi mo na kailangan makita ang panganib para maramdaman ito.
Is that gonna be it? Or RWKD getting what?
Bago sa liga pero handang manggulo. Aakyatin ng anumang bundo para sa KWC.
A.C.T. Esports Club, the Ascendants.
Dito kami nararapat.
Kami yung pag-asa ng Pinas. Kami yung pag-asa ng Pinas. Tapang ay likas, lakad matigas para sa bigas. Kami yung pag-asa ng Pinas. Kami yung pag-asa ng Pinas. Kami yung pag-asa ng Pinas.
Live from One Ayala, lahat sila ay magpapakitang gilas. Isa lang ang makakauwi ng corona. Kaya sa mga players, ipakita mo ang pagsik ng Pinoy sa Honor of Kings.
sila mapasok sa playoff!
Ito na ang entablado. Ipakilala mo kung sino ka.
Welcome to Honor of Kings.
Day 1 of Philippines Kings League, and we are your casters for today. I am Osiris. With me is none other than the Englishman from different region, different broadcast. That's gonna be Dash, and I am Osiris. How's everything, Dash? You saw a really good intro.
Oh man,
and we are stoked.
Actually, that was insane. The intro was insane. I was surprised about the camera works on site. I want to be there, to be honest, but I'm really excited about the matches that we're going to have for today because remember, we are already on the playoffs and we have all the teams right here. The best teams, basically, of the Philippines are going to be fighting for that 3 spots that we have for the KWC.
Yes, and of course, with 4 teams, there will be 3 slots. So it will be a neck-to-neck fight since there's only one losing team who will not going to pass this route of their glory throughout KWC. who is it going to
Yeah.
be then? Because we already saw the potential. We already saw the teams. And for you, Dash, who do you think is going to punch their ticket all the way to the champion?
So there's 3 teams, but just looking at it, I want to say that I do think that if I'm going to be having a team that I'm sure is going to be there, it's going to be Blacklist International for sure. They're the best team currently in the Philippines. They are the top. But how about you? What do you think?
Well, I am still aiming for A.C.T. I mean, this might be a different type of approach because we already saw their potential. I was entirely waiting for them, knowing that they came from, let's say, the influence of other region. It's kind of good to have a different of fresh air from a different approach towards the game. And I'm still also buying, of course, other teams such as one of the staple, such as Boom Esports.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, those are the teams that I'm kind of expecting too. There's most likely a chance for A.C.T to be there. They're probably the biggest dark horse right now in the tournament just because of the fact that they're the team who was not in the top 4. Honestly, they're at the top 5. And they were able to get here from the play-ins. They defeated one of the favorites, Elevate, and they got to the top 4. So this team has a lot of punching power. And as you said, they have the power from the other regions, the influence of other regions. So this is basically a chance for them to show like the different play style that they're going to be playing.
Yeah, and of course, guys, we have our beloved sponsors. We do have 3 Hawk vouchers for TNT subscribers. All you have to do is load up TNT Only 5G. There will be a non-stop data 30. And then, of course, it will be included in only data in 4G areas for 1 day. There's also a free Hawk voucher. So make sure to load up your TNT card, and then the promo runs until June 15th.
Yeah, and thank you very much to our other sponsor, TT Racing. Great discounts await you when you purchase TT Racing products by using our special Hawk PKL vouchers. Get as much as the 3,000 pesos off. You have HOK PKL 3,000, you have HOK PKL 2,000, and HOK PKL 1,000 on the ttracing.ph checkout page. Terms and conditions apply. You bring the passion, we bring the comfort. TT Racing has your back, the official seat of choice of the PKL.
And of course, you can completely see the on-site. Go visit One Ayala. That's going to be our Filipino broadcast. And of course, if you are from the different region of Philippines, we do have the Cebuano broadcast. Which is, I must say, a pretty rare sighting in this type of games. We do have them. With shout outs to Moik and Chuplak welcoming our fellow Filipino brethren in PKL in a different language.
Yeah, and also we have I was about to say Tagalog. The Filipino broadcast. We have the Filipino broadcast also. They're going to be broadcasting on site. They're going to be a tri-cast setup. So there's going to be 3 casters there on the Filipino broadcast. So very exciting to see that if you prefer that language. But if you prefer English and you want to watch us, stay here. You can stay here. You can eat some popcorns together with us and watch everything that's going to be happening here. Also, don't forget to share with your friends because this is going to be a very long day.
Yes, a long day. We do have 2 series, a best of 5. And of course, these teams are the one who's going to punch their dream ticket all the way from AWC. And the first one to win or might be the one who's going to secure that slot. And EWC has been always the dream, right?
Yeah, EWC, always the dream for everybody. They all want to be here. They all want to go right now to the Kings World Cup or the Esports World Cup. So everyone out there is actually very interesting. But again, I would love to see a lot more on what they're going to do here.
Yeah, we do have our 4 teams. And of course, you already know them. But we're going to make sure that everyone is in line, knows who is going to play today. And definitely there are already people who's eyeing a lot onto the Blacklist. There are also, of course, the dark horse A.C.T. You have the firepower or the surprising power coming also from Kadiliman. And let's not forget the first Kings of Honor of Kings. That would be Boom Esports.
Yeah, Boom Esports being the kings of before PKL even happened, they were the kings. They were the reigning champions of the Philippines. They defeated even the likes of the former Blacklist. And right
Honor of Kings. That was just a 3 months of training, and they are already in par with Boom Esports, which is the first Kings. And then now that we have the same level of playing fields, now they are the reigning top one, and they only got one game loss, not even a
Yeah.
series against A.C.T. That's why many people right now are looking sharply or precisely on how A.C.T. plays because
Yep.
of how different they approach the game, how aggressive they are, and the first one to make the
Yep.
gods bleed.
Yeah, and also not even a surprise. They're gonna be our last game for today. They're gonna be
Yeah,
fighting
the
together
main
today,
event.
so it's gonna be the main event of today's games. Right now, we can also talk about the other teams though. We have Boom Esports versus Rough Era Kadiliman. Boom Esports being one of the teams that are the strongest last year. I'm gonna say it. Last year,
Yeah, of course.
they were the strongest team of the Philippines, and they were undefeated most of the time. They were destroying teams left and right, but we were seeing a bit of how Blacklist would just topple them over as long as we go longer in the years for Honor of Kings. And now we're living it. We're living the time in where the Blacklist is now the kings of the Philippines.
Yeah, and that's the main point. That's why they need to prove themselves even further, because they need to prove themselves as still the kings of the top.
Yeah, they're the kings. And right now, I want to talk about Boom Esports. This team, you know what? There's a lot of star power in this team. There's a lot of star power in this team. A lot of them really have the power to carry the team whenever they can. We can see the power of Carl. We have Toshi. We have Tatsuri in the middle. And those guys have been performing out of their minds recently, and they have been really taking off, especially the last half of our round robin. They were getting better and better as the regular season went on.
Yeah, and it came from a new roster, the rebuild itself. There are a few people has been left out, but I believe that's Miggy and Impressive kind of needs to work their way, and then coming back from a dominator run will be Toshi. There's a lot to fix around this group, and they still prevailed on showing that they can still play better because they are the top 2 team.
Yeah, and one of the things that's good about that too, we talked about A.C.T. One of the teams that has beaten Boom Esports is actually A.C.T. So they defeated the top 1 and top 2 teams, and it's actually crazy that they were able to do that. But Boom Esports right now, yes, it was a rough start for them. But as the years go, or rather the days go on, this team has just got better and better.
Yeah, they were able to find their tempo. Although there are times you saw a little bit of Tagalog there. Make sure to head on over to support our Filipino casters as well. But yeah, going back, it's Boom. It has been solidified their run. Already found their proper footing onto the tournament. They also we also saw the character development of Tatsuri, who's also known for assassin plays, but right now he is on a control mage, but bringing in his own taste by being aggressive as well, jumping as a lady gen, jumping in the front of the fray.
Yeah, one of the things that I love about Tatsuri is because he has that what do you call that, killing potential of an assassin in the mid lane. Killer instinct of an assassin in the mid lane. And that's what's great about him. One of the things that is very hard right now in the current meta is how you play the mid lane. Mid lane, you don't really get a lot of resources, right? Because most of the time you give it to your jungler. Which is why it's really hard to make plays. You always are going to be a control mage. And having the guts to do that is actually crazy.
And that's the reason why Boom is one of the good contenders onto the top spot as well. For the reason that they are not only firing with how Carl play, with how Miggy's 1v1's good, with Toshi's play, also have the threat onto the mid lane because of Tatsuri's growth.
Yeah, and there's a lot of growth in this team. We haven't talked even about Toshi being honestly one of the best. He's one of the best marksmen that we have here in the Philippines, and he always performs whenever he's needed. But also to add to that, Carl is also one of the best assassin junglers. Even going to normal junglers, the tank junglers, he always has something to prove.
Yeah, and few teams also running a good fade, and I must say that Carl knows how to play fade, but on a different style, because when you play fade, you can see Just Chi going on for those killing sprees, but Carl mostly denying the farm of a certain hero, so there's a really good much counter on how they play. Playing right now on your screen, that's RWKD or Rough Era Kadiliman, or also saw with how they transition their play style and their own drafting techniques.
Yeah, and this team, yes, they haven't won against the two best teams, Blacklist and Boom Esports, but honestly, they were performing pretty well. They haven't really had a really good start. They've been losing to some of the teams that you don't expect them to lose from. For example, they lost against Team Flash, which is something really surprising because Team Flash is at the bottom of the barrel, but they lost to them on the second half. So this time, they have something to prove. We have talked about them being the Shadows. They're the team who would be able to maybe find something in the middle to be able to defeat Boom Esports.
And one of their arsenal will be the most unique heroes used. That's 50 different heroes that you can utilize. You also have a Syndicate who came also from a different region, putting his own flavor alongside with Fleur in pretty flexible approach towards roaming. And we only saw Zaupi play one games all throughout the play. Correct me if I'm wrong. All throughout the group stage. So we still have those secret weapons. And we are playing on a global ban in picks, and this type of 50 unique heroes isn't a huge problem for them because they can definitely mix and match, just like meals, different foods or different snacks for them to make sure that they're going to eat properly and get those scores running.
That's true. That's true. One thing to add there, the reason why they have a lot of heroes that they play is also Fleur. Fleur is probably the face of this team just because of their big personality. Every time you go on an interview with Fleur, you're always going to be entertained. And also, they play pretty well. They're very, very good at what they do. They even play Dongwon. They even play Cheyenne. And even Mai Shiranui on the roam. And that was one of the most surprising things that I've seen ever. But you know what? It didn't win. But having the guts to play Mai Shiranui as a roamer is actually something very exceptional for a Rough World era.
Yeah, I mean, Mai Shiranui on a roaming, a lot of potential for the reason that once it gets popping, you can make sure that you can get those assassin kills and also a huge deny on the opposing team, and then securing two different mid lane approach, but on a different perspective. But then again, it didn't win, so it kind of didn't matter for now. But one highlight will be coming in is the Dongwang that Fleur used, like denying entirely a Luna on a blue buff and as well as pocketing an early kill.
Yeah, and also one of the things that's good about that is most of the time they bring that out whenever Liang is banned. And usually you don't expect a Dongwang to come into play because you need to get close. You need to get close in order for you to use the Forsaken contract. If you're not close, you're not going to be able to use it. But they were able to use it and bully a lot of the junglers on the other side. And 100% the win rate of this Dongwang underside.
I mean, there's a huge reason why you want a Liang or a Dongwang. We're seeing a lot of pick potential from a Pei, from a Luna. So we are even on a Grand. So we are moving in on to the side of carry junglers that matters a lot onto their farm and their resources. So picking up a very aggressive support helps a lot on denying those farms, and that's where also A.C.T comes in, because Flukyo, as one of the carry junglers who has been, we know that this guy has his own clutch potential and carry potential, carrying the whole team.
That's true. And A.C.T, you saw that video a while ago from the highlights. Honestly, they've made a fan out of me just because of what they did against Blacklist International. I'm a big fan of A.C.T and how they do this in the tournament. Yes, they are the dark horse of the tournament. Yes, they might be the poison, or as they call it in Filipino, it's lason. They're the poison now in the playoffs. So they have a potential to actually take down one of the top teams. And they're starting with the top one team. They're starting with Blacklist International later on. So that is going to be a crazy time. But again, let's talk about the stakes. The stakes here in this tournament or in this playoffs of the PKL is for you to not win twice, or rather lose twice consecutively.
Yeah.
If you lose twice consecutively, you're definitely out.
You're
the only one who's not going to go to KWC. So that hurts. That hurts so much.
I mean, it really hurts because you know how you wanted to go for KWC, and let's be honest, the reward the potential of the prize pool out there by just flying to KWC already got a really good future for
Oh
someone here
yeah.
in the Philippines. And or also as an org, it will help
Yeah.
a lot to push even further, especially if we are moving to season 2. If we really wanted to play on to different tournaments, we can put a lot of investment towards the P players, towards the teams to grow as big as they are. So it's not
Yeah.
just about the KWC, it's also providing a good amount of support for the
Yeah.
team who's going to fly there and proceed onto their run with Honor of
Yeah.
Kings.
Yeah, it also helps out with the next season because if you get to KWC, you have budget for next season.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking
that's
about
actually
budgets,
good, right?
or a possible direct invite. We might not know on how
That's
well
true,
the
that's
direct
true.
invite would work, but proving yourself as part of KWC speaks volume on how good you are as a team because you are recognized globally that you will be competing onto this type of tournament.
Yeah, and also you're gonna get a lot of invites, probably maybe say pull in some sponsors for your team. So that is something that they are gonna be looking forward to for the KWC. So this teams, the goal is right now in the upper brackets is to win. But again, let's take a look at what happened during the regular season. We have 76 heroes used, unpicked heroes is 27, and banned heroes is 58.
Yeah, imagine 50 most unique coming in from Rough World era.
Yeah.
And as we repeatedly, 27 unpicked. So from those 27, who you're still waiting to get played by our teams right now, Dash? I mean, the potential, because we're talking about the Lason or the poisonous
Yeah.
approach, the poison arrow into the
The
ankle.
Vipers.
Yeah, the Vipers,
Yeah.
the Achilles heel.
The
So
snakes.
who might be? Who might
yeah.
be that hero for you?
Oh, for me, that's something something that I wanna point out is most of this is gonna be the assassins in the jungle. If it's gonna be the poison, I do think if Luna comes out, because most of the time she's banned, she almost always wins the game for the team. So
Yeah.
Luna could be one of the what do you call that? Most potent poison in the tournament. How about you?
I'd go with an unorthodox one. I mean, a few teams
Okay,
also
okay.
run this jungler, but I do believe that if you played a really good Jing,
Oh
definitely.
yeah, sure. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, a substitute for a Luna or a highly mobile assassin, they can definitely go for it if you're feeling confident. We are playing on a GBP. So there's a huge possibility for someone to just use Luna. And this is the top 5 most big heroes, starting off with Long with 66 and a 53% win rate.
Wow, 66.53, Ogren and 64.48%. That's high. Considering we have tons of games, right? And Isheng on 52.52%, Arlie on 52.46%, or rather 46% win rate, and Byron with 49 picks and 57% win rate. I do think, what do you think about the clash lane here, Osiris? Because I do think right now, Byron is one of the best clash lane pick. He's the safest one that you could pick.
It's an entirely different clash lane right now because way back before when we are starting with PKL, the first half we were seeing a lot of Mayins.
Yeah, that's
it was
true, that's true.
repeatedly being secured. There's a lot of play right there. You have the knockups, you have the vacuum, but right now it always has been Byron providing a lot of those mute shield of the tankiness from force field suppression, and I think it's not that he got his own win rate; it's how he enables the team. That's why he is being prioritized right now.
Yeah, so the goal is right. The goal is whenever you pick a Byron is win the lane. If you win the lane, you actually give space to your jungler.
Yes.
And it's good. Whenever you give space to your jungler, considering that we have a lot of superstar junglers here in the PKL, it actually helps you win the game, which is why Byron is always going to be a good pick. And right now, let's take a look at the most banned heroes that we have here. And we have number 1 is 87, but 46% win rate on my Shiranui.
Yeah, I mean, definitely it's not as really high because mostly banned, but we also saw other teams such as way back TNT is running a Mai Shiranui, but wasn't really able to find any success out of it.
Oh, yeah.
So I still believe that Mai Shiranui can still be countered Especially how Butters also taught us that a gun and Mo will be a good counterplay because of the animations that Mai Shiranu is going to use. She is mostly vulnerable to those nails. But right now you have Luna, 79 bans, but a good amount of win rate 54, as well as Arlie and the others, especially Pay. You can definitely see 70% win rate.
70%?
Speaks a lot of volume that if you wanted to go carry, and then you have a Byron who's just not entirely, let's say, eats a lot of resources. You can just invest it to Pay, to another Grand. And there's a reason why Pay, you can just farm all day, just make sure to suck it all up onto those losing early games. And then when he came out, he's not just, he's the wolf or the tiger that's going to devour most of the team fights. So,
which is
different play style.
Yeah, which is why Pay and Byron is always a good combo, right? Because they really complement each other. And that's why it's always great to have that combo on your belt. And it is why everybody just picks that up whenever they can, especially in the first game. Right now, it's going to be a best of 5, everyone. This is going to be a way different, a meta, way different playstyle. We're going to be seeing a lot more different heroes right now in the playoffs just because it's a global ban and pick, and it's not going to be as easy as a best of 3.
Yeah, man. Considering right now with the global bans, we'll make sure that if this goes to long games, a full 5 game, it will be hard for other teams to fit in because with the usual 3-game setup, you can always bail out with different types of approach or different types of heroes. But today, as we are looking to more lengthy games, we might be seeing a few miss onto the drafts because on season 3 or S3 in invitationals, we also saw how good other teams on those long games.
Oh yeah, most of the teams, especially for other regions, they're really good at best of 5s because they have a lot of heroes, or rather practice a lot of compositions in their belt. So I do believe that some of the teams here need to think about how they're going to be tackling that, because the other teams might have not, but because they're the top 4, I do believe they have a lot of compositions that they could use here.
Yes, definitely. And with how well the meta right now, every lane, I think the most or the one that has been a challenging role will be the marksman. Because with a lot of bans, you're going to take out the Renji. There's already a GBP on along. And of course, we're not just having fun onto the action of games. We are having fun as a whole onto the community with the different activities that we had.
Oh yeah, we had so much activities right now on the pre-show, and I hope we still bring that same energy as we go right now to the playoffs. I mean, right now it's a bit more serious, right? Because we are on the playoffs and there's a lot of stakes for the teams here, and I really love the moments that we had on the pre-show, which is why I still appreciate it so much that we have segments like that we could at least unwind a bit before the games come in.
And of course, celebrating the wins, and let's enjoy the game Honor of Kings. There's a lot of collaborations. There's a lot of giveaways, and of course, speaking of giveaways, most of the casters has their own giveaways as well. So make sure to drop by. I have one, and we also have from Autolus and might be on the other casters as well. But yeah, hoping to see you at One Ayala on the next few days, and you get to enjoy. But for now, we are here on to the English broadcast, and we are enjoying the games, and make sure to join all of those events and those hefty giveaways.
Yeah, if you have a chance to go to One Ayala, everybody just go there. I know it's a holiday right now, so if you can, please go to One Ayala. It's going to be way easier to go there, and it's more fun. You can see the players, you can see the casters that are there. So if you can, please go to One Ayala. But if you can't, you could just stay here, chill with us, and we even have a live stream for the Filipino broadcast and the Cebuano broadcast and the English broadcast. But let's take a look at the brackets again. This is the journey of the two teams that went from the play-ins. A.C.T and Rough World Era had a really rough day on the play-ins. They went on a 2-1 and they clutched this spot on the playoffs.
I mean, it says a lot onto the playoffs bracket. We started onto the play-ins 2-1 across the board, missing out the 2-0s from the group stage from the regular season to this time Black A.C.T. Are we going to repeat history, putting them on a full stop on a 1-point, or a definitely clean sweep from these guys? And on to the other end of the spectrum, we have Boom RWKD. Well, I'm not sure how also is this going to go to be played out, because RWKD also can just surprise us on how good they are.
Yeah, and something to add here though, for all the teams here that are right now in the upper brackets, if they just win this series, they already have their ticket to KWC. So being the winner of this match 3 and match number 4 right now is so important, because if you win this, you are for sure gonna go to KWC. So that is what's important here for the team. So right now in this day, we're already gonna crown the teams, or rather, we're gonna be giving them the tickets to KWC after this day.
Wow. I mean, it's really hard right now, because how many percent did you get to be the fourth one? So
yeah,
in order to win, to avoid the fourth, extra effort is needed.
Yep.
And knowing that these teams are all capable on taking the top 3 slot or the 3rd slot says a lot, because you're going to see the matches for today. Match 1 would be Boom against Rough World Era Kadiliman, Blacklist against A.C.T. Oh, it's best of 3. It says it's best of 3.
Wait, I know it's a best of 5 though.
Yeah,
okay.
I believe so. I believe so.
Yeah. Okay, good thing. Okay, so everybody, scratch that. It's a best of 5.
Yeah.
Boom versus Rough World Era, Blacklist versus A.C.T. for the second one here. So this is gonna be tough. One of the teams here is already gonna be claiming their ticket to the Kings World Cup. So this day is so important. So please call your friends, watch the PKL, because it's gonna be a crazy day. We're gonna be having a really fun day, because we're gonna see already the teams that are gonna be flying. Not today, they're gonna be flying in a month. so at least you're gonna know who they are.
Yeah, so you need to know who's going to repping Philippines as a region to KWC. And we also spoke a while ago regarding community, and it crosses also to my feed that one of the photographers way back June 1st, Sir Junie Image, the one who's offering his services, is one of our photographers for One Ayala PKL. So this is the guy who is asking help for his services, for his medicine, or for his hospital bills, and he's being supported right now by Honor of Kings to make sure to get your pictures taken. Also, check the page for the streamers, cosplayers that will be present. We do have our friends right there, and make sure to drop by, support everyone. This is the first PKL LAN event, the on-site, and we'll make sure to deliver good games and good casting to you guys.
Yeah, we're not gonna be there on One Ayala. We're gonna be here together with you, everyone.
Yeah.
So
let's say this is the Filipino term, the team bahay.
Or the team
house. Team home, team house.
Is that the right term, team house? It sounds so weird whenever you call it in English.
A direct translation is always weird, right?
Right. That's true. That's really true.
Also, guys, Sanrio collaborations, if you want to roll with that Kuromi, it's already available.